And they say, they're like, just a heads up, some of this video may be graphic. It's a video of a guy murdering another guy.
It's a fucking murder.
Brunch. Hit it, boys. A little inside the brunch studio, we have a new pre-show ritual that we just did.
What is that? Looking up YouTube videos?
We get hyped for the show by watching the video of Stephen A. Smith saying that Lamar Odom was on crack.
If you haven't seen it, it is one of the best YouTube videos that probably exists on YouTube.
Yes, it resurfaced a couple weeks ago because it was the 1-year anniversary of him doing it. So I watched it probably like 200 times on Twitter that day, and I don't know why. We'll talk about it in a second, because Stephen A. Smith is in the news again. So we looked that up, and there's a video where someone like edited Stephen A. Smith talking about how Phil Jackson signed Lamar Odom, who was on crack, and it is golden. It has this video, which was edited, has like 900 views. We're going to get it up to a bajillion.
Only 900?
Let's see. This one? Yeah, 931.
I guess that shouldn't be super surprising because the only video that I'd seen of that clip, I think, is the Deadspin one where they just play it over and over and over again. And they slow it down every time. But
was on crack.
But this one should be the most famous one of that clip on the internet.
Yes.
Because it is so fucking funny. Because it's like you mentioned to me, it has great editing.
Yeah.
They zoom in on Stephen A. Smith, and then immediately after they zoom in on Max Kellerman, who has the funniest face in the goddamn world.
They zoom in on him and slow it down, so it's just like the most dramatic thing in the world. Honestly, I'm hungover. I worked today. I should be in a terrible mood, and I am giddy. I am so happy right now just having watched this a million times. It's the funniest thing in the world. But Stephen A. is also in the news today because he said memes, and guess who doesn't say memes right, Stephen?
All the way out here in L.A. where I'm at right now, everybody's talking. Oh, my God, just do away with the NBA. You've got memes on Twitter with Adam Silver. You've got memes.
You've got memes.
That's the best part about it. Like, people have called them memes. Shout out to Bryce Harper.
Really?
Yeah. He did it last year. Or a couple years ago after he won MVP.
Yeah.
He was on SportsCenter and he was like, memes. And that's not funny, but Stephen A. Smith screaming memes is
kind
hilarious.
of a lame question to ask because I'm sure that people have asked it before and gotten the answer. But what is the word meme?
No idea.
Did that exist before memes existed?
Meme? No,
yeah,
I don't think
like
so.
Meme short for like internet meme? Like were there once? No, because going viral was never a thing. What does
even
Let's. I'm gonna meme etymology. Mm-hmm. Wow, that comes up on autocomplete. It's Greek, and it's that which is imitated. It's the word meme. Sure, yeah.
Well, Merriam-Webster has it as definition of meme: an idea, comma, behavior, style, or usage that spreads from person to person within a culture. That makes sense.
That's a perfect definition because if somebody asked me to define meme, I'd be like, you know, when you see it.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I could not define.
It is a behavior, and an idea that spreads from person to person within a culture, and that culture is the internet.
It says pronunciations: meme and memes.
Meme.
What do you say? You've got memes. How's your big dick energy?
Fucking the same as it ever was.
Cruising?
Yeah. I still got blonde hair.
Yeah, just hustling and bustling with that blonde hair. You've got some big dick hair energy.
Does it look a little lighter?
It does.
I put some more sun in it when I went to the beach today.
Wait, no, it doesn't look lighter. It looks darker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, your hair is growing at a... I thought... I don't know what light and dark means. It's growing at an alarming rate.
Is it, or am I just putting it up higher?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I was told today?
What?
That I got, hey, DJ, you look tan.
Really?
And I said, hey, cut the shit. Just say what up next time. Just say hello.
Was it because you went to the pool for the 4th of July?
I actually probably did get some color or whatever. I was in a pool for the 4th of July. Holy shit. I forgot about pools. Pools are unreal.
You look like you were on like a roof deck pool?
Yes.
It looked fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a shitload of people there.
So we did a thing. It was, we were texting about what we were going to do 4th of July, blah, blah, and I said in the group text, I said, I think I figured out my 4th fit. And one of my friends responded and said, damn, man, I haven't even come up with my 2nd outfit.
Oh, nailed it.
Which was a great joke, and then that turned into, we were like, yo, should we do 4 outfits? And the plan was for us to have 4 different fits on the 4th of July, and then one of us would post pictures of it with the caption, can't have a 4th fit without a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fit, and that was going to be a really cool thing. And I don't think we took enough pictures, we forgot about it, but we did wear a bunch of different outfits, and it ruled.
I mean, the execution of that would have been great if you had followed through on it. But that definitely does seem like an idea, especially on the 4th of July, that sort of deteriorates as the day goes on.
Right, because you're drinking.
Yeah, at a pool in the sun.
My plan was, I was like, I'm going to wear one outfit to show up there, and then I'll have a few beers in that, and then when we change to go to the pool, that'll be putting on my 2nd outfit. Basically, just like putting on a bathing suit with my 2nd fit. I found at Marshall's it was a polo, but it's like a terry cloth polo. Mm-hmm. It was hilarious. I'm not a polo guy at all, but this polo,
I know.
It's like a depression polo. It was
really?
Yeah, it was awesome. It's like this, like comfy, big, flowy, sad polo, and wearing that with a bathing suit, it was like the most dad look in the world. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, 4 different outfits. Yeah,
that you didn't wear.
I wore 2 others after. Wait, did I? No, I only wore 3. Yeah,
bummer.
But that wouldn't that
can't
have
have a 4th fit with only 3 fits?
Wouldn't that have been a dope ass caption though?
Yeah, I mean, now you have to wait fucking 365 days.
You know why? Because it only comes once a year. Why does every holiday song mention that holiday only comes once a year?
It's like
I would think so.
What was the thing that we had, like the birthday thing? Or no, the singers who have to mention that once they were only 18.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like we fucking know how ages work. We know how holidays work too. Yeah. They only come once a year.
Yeah, it's like when I was in school, me and all my friends, we were ambitious. Like probably. It rings a bell. That's how growing up works.
You know what else only comes once a year?
What?
Ray Romano having sex.
That's true. That's true.
Bummer.
What if Deborah and Ray are like a totally healthy couple sexually, and like they have sex kind of all the time, but he's just so horny that he's like, they're obviously not going to show the sex scenes in Everybody Loves Raymond, but just whenever they're walking around the house, she's like, Ray, you golfed again today. And he's like, well, I didn't have sex today. And you're like, oh, I guess they don't have sex. But it's like, yeah, well, we had sex yesterday, like kind of a lot of times. And they're just this totally healthy couple sexually. And it's just that Ray's a fucking
He
perv.
just expects sex every single day. And then when he doesn't get it one day, maybe they just have sex much that he's kind of got it ingrained in his brain that he gets it every day.
Classical conditioning.
Yes.
Yeah. She's like, she yells at him and he's like, oh, you know what happens after anything happens is we have sex.
Can't resist that Ray Romano dick.
Yeah. Deborah! We saw the first Purge. We've got Jeff Lowe, our pal, on this episode. Jeff and I both were unaware. So I was unaware that the first Purge was coming out today. This week it snuck up on me. And it also snuck up on Jeff. He was like, haha, oh my God, I can't believe this movie. That there was a pretty wide spectrum of what this movie could be. It could range from fucking horrible to
surprisingly good.
Surprisingly good. It fell at fucking horrible. Yeah. It is such a bad movie.
It's really bad.
It's like kind of you got to see it bad though.
I don't know if I put it in that category. We'll save the talk with Jeff, but this was definitely one of those movies that made me do the home run thing where I do like the sign of God and then kiss my fingers and point to the sky
for MoviePass.
because holy shit, this movie fucking sucked.
That should be our thing. So when we do our gift shoot, we should have us walking out of a movie theater doing the point at God home run thing. Just like, thank you, baby. Do people call God baby?
I don't think so.
Someone does.
I think wouldn't that be disrespectful?
Not really. I may. I don't know if the listeners know this. I may call everyone baby and everyone doll.
I mean, you have to because if you only call one section of people there, then it becomes problematic.
Should we talk to Jeff Lowe or no? Let's hit on the MoviePass thing.
All right, let's do the MoviePass thing. The story this week is that they are looking for $1.2 billion to stay alive.
Hey, John Malkovich. That was me dropping in the pay the man his money.
Memes!
Because I want... I'm all in for anything that keeps MoviePass in the conversation. Like, I want them to be around because it's a great deal. I love using it. Love kissing the sky. Thanking God. But also, I love the drama.
Right.
It's like being a basketball fan. I like watching basketball, but parody. I love all of the shit that goes on with the NBA.
Yeah.
I love that in addition to using MoviePass, I follow MoviePass.
Right. We don't necessarily like root for MoviePass. We root for MoviePass to
I just want to see it
exist.
I just want to see it. I just root for the storylines.
Yes.
So I like to see like, hey, I just got out of this movie. Thanks, MoviePass. Let me check my phone. MoviePass is fucking MoviePass subtweeted whatever. Awesome. Double entertainment. Bless you.
I've already discussed that I'm open to the potential of switching teams.
Yeah, for sure.
Going to
keeps the drama alive.
Yeah, going to the AMC A-list, I believe it's called now. Also, I saw before my movie, I went to the previews. They have an A-list fucking thing on AMC. The previews now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're hyping that shit up. It's real now. It's real. And so. MoviePass needs $1.2 billion to survive, and apparently, I just fucking looked online. They might be getting it. Like the MoviePass parent to raise $1.2 billion in bid to keep company growing.
Why would you give money to someone who you know is the worst with money?
Not only like
they're
the worst,
so bad with money, and they're like, "Yo, can I borrow $1.2 billion?" Someone is about to never see $1.2 billion again.
Yeah. And it's like they're not even bad with money, which they are definitely bad with money, but they're also just bad with their company.
Yeah.
There are so many red flags about MoviePass as a company. It just feels like there's a child running it.
Yeah.
They continually like try to find new things to stay profitable, and then they have like these childish ass reactions on Twitter with the AMC thing. Like they
need to sleep on it sometimes.
Very Trump business organization going on.
Yeah, that would if you found out that MoviePass voted for Trump. Yeah, would you?
No, what if you? I could see.
No, MoviePass did vote for Trump because they're dumb.
I could see MoviePass being run by Trump, like secretly.
Yeah,
how bad would that make you feel?
That would. Well, I feel like in some way, somehow you and I have done things in our lives that has given Donald Trump money.
It's like hard to avoid it.
Right. Like I'm sure that like if you've had Burger King, somehow Trump has something to do with Burger King or whatever. I mean, we at some point have maybe paid money, whether renting the movie, buying it, whatever. We saw Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
That made Trump money. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, problematic on our part.
Shit.
Jeff Lowe, I think, has the A-list thing. Let's ask him about it.
Memes!
All right, we are joined by our pal Jeff Lowe from Lights, Camera, Buttstool. Hello.
That was good.
Yeah.
Wow.
You ever get that?
No, that was a first, so that's impressive.
I pronounced the B of Barstool before I even made the decision to go in that direction. Isn't that cool? You can just
That
think
is
on the fly like that, right off the dome.
Joke on the fly.
Yeah. Speaking of pronouncing the B, let's pronounce the A as in AMC A-list. You have that, right?
I do have that now.
Can you give us a little rundown on that? Because we're big MoviePass followers as much as users.
So wait, what theaters do you go to? Do you go to an AMC?
Yeah, we're AMC guys.
How often do you go see a movie? You guys go to movies frequently.
Yeah.
Basically every movie that comes out. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
how much are movies in your area?
Like
$12,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you got to switch because here's the deal. If you don't go to AMC, then if you split your movies, then MoviePass still makes sense. But we literally only go to AMC. And so it's $20. I sound like a fucking AMC show. It's $20.
No, we're seriously a MoviePass show now. All we do is talk about MoviePass.
The big difference is that so I pay $9.99 a month. I can go to a movie a day. That's great, right? Mm-hmm. But at least once a month, I'm paying, and this is the big difference. I'm paying to get, this week Ant-Man and the Wasp, Jurassic World. For opening night movies, I'm paying $16 anyway because I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna risk MoviePass showing up on the night Avengers comes out that I'm gonna get a seat that isn't me looking up from the front row. So I do that once a month anyway. So I'm really paying factored in $25, and then I don't kill for IMAX, but I would like to see IMAX now and then. And so AMC, you get 3 a week. It's $20.99 or whatever, $19.99, and then you can pick your seats in advance.
That's a big selling point.
That's me. You can get advance tickets too.
Yeah.
So the next big movie comes out advance, you can use your AMC A-list to do that.
You can do double features
because you
too,
get,
can't you?
Oh yeah, you can do 3, and then you can do repeat if you want to go see something again. And what I figured out too is that you have your 3 slots for the week. But say I fill up all 3 for this week, but then there's a movie coming out in 3 months that I want an advance ticket to. You have 3 extra slots. That's an extra queue. So you can keep that movie. That movie won't take up that movie won't take say we're in next March and Avengers tickets come out. When I get that ticket for May, it's not going to take up one of my slots every week. It's going to be in my queue. So if you only go to AMC, there's honestly no point in still having MoviePass.
That is that's a good pitch.
Yeah,
that is a good pitch. And as someone who has both Spotify and Apple Music, let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get that in addition to MoviePass because I need. Pete and I are in agreement that regardless of whether or not we're using MoviePass, we need MoviePass to be kicking around and in the news, or at least trying to make a comeback. Because if I can't get someone to send me a MoviePass story every 3 to 5 days, then it's I might as well fuck myself.
Also, even if we're on AMC A-list and and MoviePass is still around, it keeps A-list in check.
Yeah,
it doesn't allow them to bump up the price and be $50.
No, which is the rumor that may happen. And you didn't even ask me if I canceled MoviePass.
Did you cancel MoviePass?
No.
Oh yeah, right. For that reason?
No, so I may end up doing it, but for now, I think for me, the most if it gets past $50 a month, then it becomes not advantageous for me. Something like that. So it would take a lot of money for the subscription for it to not be worth it for me, considering the amount of movies we see. And same thing for you guys. So I'm not going to cancel it for now.
If there's anybody in the world that it makes sense for them to have both MoviePass and AMC A-list, it is Jeff Lowe.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't decided how many. I'm going to see this movie tomorrow. Hold on, what's the name of it? I keep forgetting the name. There's a movie that has a similar name that came out not too long ago. It's Sorry to Bother You.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Which apparently some people are saying is the best movie of the year so far.
Yeah,
that's been
Get
Out.
Yeah, it's I forget Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah.
That movie's been hyped like crazy.
Oh yeah, and it has Tessa Thompson's in it. Armie Hammer, because Armie Hammer's got to be in every other movie.
Yeah, isn't Danny Glover in it?
Yeah, he's in it. Terry Crews is in it. Yeah,
and the voice is Homeboy, David Cross.
Yeah, David Cross is one of the voices. He's the white people voice.
Who's the kid that Armie Hammer tries to fuck in that movie?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
Does he fuck a child in that movie? I had a good movie. Oh, you guys have awesome social media game. You guys make everything into memes, as Stephen A. Smith would say. a good tweet for you guys to send would be if you could waste $1.2 billion to help any movie franchise, what would it be? Because MoviePass just got $1.2 billion to continue being bad at money.
Well, they got a $1.2 billion pledge.
Oh,
Or
so
they,
it's like when people
to raise.
It's right. It's like when people
PK
say that
Subban.
PK Subban donated $10 million. No, he fucking didn't. He did a great thing. He did not donate $10 million. Why are we just lying about that? Crazy. Yeah. So you saw the first Purge, as did all of us, and let's get this out of the way before we jump into anything. The Purge started. That franchise started as like, here's a social science fiction movie. This is a makes you think kind of thriller. And was it the best movie in the world? No. But it was a real-ass fucking movie with Ethan Hawke and I'm sure another person. And it was a fucking thing. It has devolved, as all these horror franchises do. It's devolved to the point of its fourth movie is one of the worst movies ever. The first Purge, the prequel.
I wouldn't say it's one of the worst movies ever.
It was one of my... yeah, I guess it's not, because like when I saw Secret Life of Pets, I wanted to kill myself during the movie, but... And I wasn't that upset during it, but I was like, man, I remember when The Purge was exciting and good.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to make a lot of worst of 2018 lists, but it's not one of the worst movies of all time.
I'll agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna. It may not even make my worst of 2018 list. I mean, I have it pretty. You'll get my first score for this movie. This is an exclusive score review on this show.
Shit.
Whoa.
Yeah. There's a lot of yelling going on in the apartment above me. It's very strange.
That's 'cause they just
all right.
found out you're
Anyway,
about to
They're
leak that
watching the
score,
first
boy.
Purge,
Yeah.
So I just looked this up. So The Purge, the first one, it was Lena Headey. She was the other actress in it of note. Everyone else is beyond irrelevant, except for Ethan Hawke. The Purge obviously, if you listen to our show, you know we fucking hate Rotten Tomatoes, but we do reference it because it's the most mainstream.
Hate Rotten Tomatoes because of
it's terrible.
Yeah.
The Purge has the house. That's another episode. 38% The Purge has on Rotten Tomatoes. Anarchy, which I actually liked the second one better than the first, has 56. Election Year, which is the one that came out 2 years ago, has 53%. And this one has 52%. That many critics like approved of The Purge less than these.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
Maybe it's
to me.
just a conditioned thing. Like at this point, they're bound to accept The Purge,
right?
Whereas like the first one was, they're coming in fresh and they can have more room to like hate it. Now they've resigned themselves to accepting that this is a thing.
I don't dislike that take, by the way, that the second one was better than the first one. The issue that the Purge franchise has is that they did what Saw did. So Saw, its first movie is these two guys are in this trap and they're trying to figure out what is this, who's behind this, what's going on, and also if you don't figure this out and get out of there, you're going to die. So it's like a very kind of fresh concept. And then the second one is a bunch of people are in a house of horrors. Cool. The third one is a bunch of people are in a house of horrors. Cool. Fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, seventh one, eighth one. So they make the second one a little different than the first one, and then every other movie's the same thing. That's what The Purge did. The Purge is a rich family is in a house that thinks that they have the best security. Turns out it's a sham. People can get in, and they do, and they kill a bunch of people. And it's a scary thing. There's someone around every corner. The Purge Anarchy is everyone's on the streets. They don't want to be on the streets. Third one is everyone's on the streets and they don't want to be on the streets. And then this prequel is everyone's on the streets and they don't want to be on the streets. So by the time you've seen first Purge, you're like, yeah, they're trying to get off the streets. Oh, and it's revealed that the government is sending in military people to kill everyone. It's like, but by the time you see the first Purge, you've seen that movie 3 times now.
This movie's kind of a bait and switch too. It's like false advertising. And I thought I was going crazy on this until I watched one of my favorite reviewers on YouTube. He said literally the same thing as me. Chris Stuckman. This is a prequel, quote unquote, a prequel. But like, is it really? It's just a fucking Purge again.
Yeah,
like it's just the Purge.
It at
like
no
like the
point
first 30 minutes. Yeah.
It at no point feels like okay, this is how they're setting the entire thing up. It's like, we've seen all this shit before.
Right, yeah, like, it's inconceivable that after this, that, like, 4 years later after this, Ethan Hawke and his family are in the house, you know?
Yeah.
It just came in kind of a weird order, which stinks because the premise of the movie is actually really cool. I wrote this down. Like, I wrote down what I would think the premise of the movie would be, how I would describe it to somebody, and it sounds really exciting. The government does a test where everyone on Staten Island is allowed to kill each other if they want. They don't, so the government sends in military to kill the citizens. A group of citizens that had vowed to not kill that night realize this, and they fight for their city. That sounds really fucking exciting, but it takes until there's 20 minutes left in the movie for them to get to that point. Instead, it's just like they're going for laughs at points. You don't know who the main character is. There's a bad guy whose name is Skeletor for good reason. He looks like a fucking skeleton guy.
The junkie Wolverine.
Yes. Yeah.
Syringes in between his fucking fingers.
Yes. This crazy drug murder guy. Would that be how you would describe him?
Yeah.
He's like into drugs and murder.
That was like that guy felt like a fucking comic book villain.
Yes.
And was so out of place in that movie.
And he just goes around. So they have the purge, and they're trying to figure out. So this is the new founding fathers have just risen to power, and this is their idea that they want to do. And they pay people to stay on Staten Island for the night, and everyone's like, okay, we just won't kill each other, and we'll have parties. This Skeletor guy goes to the party, dances with people while dressed like, as you said, junkie fucking Wolverine, and kills them.
That was so ridiculous to me. Like that character made me cringe because I feel like a whole draw of the Purge is that like this is a real thing that could possibly happen.
Average Joes are going out
it's
and
like,
killing
what would
people.
you do in this situation?
Right. And
then they bring out this fucking character who is like like I said, he's like a fucking comic book supervillain.
Yeah.
With like who is like a junkie, and that made me I was like, are you kidding me?
My favorite thing about the movie is that this is set in 2014, which is the past.
Yes.
And they have technology that does not exist in the present, which is now and way after the past. They have hologram contact lenses that you put in your eyes to make your face glow.
I thought that was such
I forgot about that.
That was, at first when he put them in, I was like, yo, this movie's going to be dope. And then after they were in for like 2 minutes, I was like...
They served no like functional purpose at all.
Well, they told people that it was for watching... Yeah, for recording it. But in reality, it's like, where are the people that we told we'll give money to if they do this? Cool, let's kill them. And they track them. But it stinks because... is his name Elon Noel? I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Daniel from Insecure...
I have no idea.
I thought that like you could make a fucking sizzle reel out of his performance.
Oh, he was really good.
Yeah, and I thought that the idea that like him and his crew, they're ex-military who are currently drug dealers, so they have the thing of like almost like the Liam Neeson Taken thing, where it's conceivable that you could have this person like walking around everyday life who is, if he wants to be, a fucking killing machine. That was cool for the purposes of a movie like this. But like I said, it took until... This movie futzed around so long with, like, is it about people trying to take down, like,
it had
a drug
no idea
dealer?
what it was.
It had no idea what it was. And that was my first reaction to the movie.
I thought it was hilarious because they spent... It feels like they spend a lot of time on... like different characters.
Yeah.
Like there's the Daniel Dimitri character.
Yeah.
The kid and his sister. Like the government, Marissa Tomei's character.
Yeah.
But they spend all this time with these different characters, and none of them felt like they had any depth except for fucking Daniel, the drug dealer.
And I didn't know what Marissa Tomei's motivation was.
No.
So she's the person who comes up with the concept for the Purge, and she's there with like Whitey McNewfounding father overseeing the whole thing, and eventually, and once she realizes, wait a second, they're not killing each other. This is good. Wow, nice. And then the new founding fathers, like I said, they have a bunch of military people who disguise themselves as citizens and purgers. Maybe the worst people in the world at disguising themselves as not military, because when they go to anything or enter anything, they're
like
so
Humvees.
organized. They're flanking people. Like, if you and I went out and they were like, hey, just act cool, act discreet, we wouldn't fucking flank people.
No, they literally rolled up in military Humvees.
Yes, that's right.
It's two things. One, with that, it's such a fucking fake woke movie.
Oh,
like
it
thinks it's so fucking woke and like whatever. Like, if you want to make a political movie, like, fine. Like, there are some things on race and politics that work to an extent in movies, but it has to be done in a way that is not so in your fucking face. Like, exactly. And ironically, it's Blumhouse. Get Out. Get Out was perfect.
Right.
But like it achieved everything it wanted to do, and it wasn't like obnoxious. This is it's so fucking politics, right?
That's honestly, it seemed like they were making this movie and they shot everything in order, and with 20 minutes left, they realized, because like when you get to the point where you're like, man, they're taking their city back, like they're standing up. By no means has this been like a building type of thing. It's just, oh shit, these guys are doing this? Okay, let's get them. And then it ends with, all right, now like we're going to carry on. And they play all right at the end of the
Kendrick
movie.
Lamar deserves so much better than
which
this fucking
is
movie.
like, I was like, oh my God, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Like, you decide in the last 15 to 20 minutes of a movie that you're now going to attempt to be like a bootleg Get Out, where, as you said, Get Out is like the most carefully crafted, brilliant thing.
Like,
and
so
this
subtle,
this reminded me. This reminded me of who got shit. Oh, Emma Stone at the Oscars when she was introducing the Best Director nominees, and she just like slapped on
You're
like
the all male.
Oh, and like, here are the fucking men that were nominated for this, and she got lit up because they were like, oh, sorry, a fucking black guy can't win this, a fucking Latino guy can't win this. Get the fuck out of here.
I think it was Natalie Portman, by the way.
Was it?
Let's not slander any La La Land people here.
But
regardless, you're completely right. It's like there's nothing subtle about this movie. It's so obvious what they're doing. They did the same thing with that fucking election year one, but this one's just more egregious. This one's more egregious because it's such a bigger failure.
But I feel like most people that like and watch The Purge are going like I feel like I'm not offending anybody here.
Yeah.
It's like it's not a very smart audience.
No.
Fucking like The Purge.
It's one of the dumbest things I do.
They're going to watch this movie, and they're going to see it, and they're going to recognize that it has some sort of social commentary, and it is trying to be woke, and they're going to feel smart watching it. They're going to be like, yo, you should watch The First Purge. It's really good. It's got a lot of action, and it's pretty fucking woke, man.
Yeah.
And that is the worst part about it. And it's like, it's so annoying because the movie attempts social commentary, but like everything's a cliche. It's so fucking shallow. And it is just, it's so dumb. It is so dumb.
And you know what movie gives a better social commentary? The Purge. Purge Anarchy. The Purge election year. Because it's like, you've got the rich upper middle, like you've got the upper middle class people safe and sound, and you've got lower class people out there literally being taken out for the purposes of population control. What is more of a social commentary for the idea of, if one night everyone's allowed to kill everyone, what's more of a social commentary than, would the government just take out all the poor people? And that's what they've done for the first 3 movies. And I don't know, it just felt very much like it was more concerned with coming off as woke than by actually like submitting a thought-evoking message.
Right. Even the government dispatched gangs in that movie. One was dressed as the KKK. The other one was dressed as the police.
Oh, that's right.
And a third one had a lot of Nazi imagery.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's a massive oversight on my part, because they in like the Purge movies, they go out and most of them like dress like fucking monsters.
Yeah.
They dress like the scariest things in the world.
There was some of that in this, but like this one, like the government dispatched ones were dressed like a lot of sort of oppressive groups now.
And there was a lot of and again, this takes place in 2014, so before Trump.
Yeah.
So this was back in much better times. And there are a lot of Trump references.
Yes.
There's you pussy grabbing son of a, or you pussy grabbing motherfucker. And also the new founding fathers guy, when Marissa Tomei's like, wait a second, you're using this to just fucking kill off poor people? And the guy goes, listen, I inherited a mess, which is a Trump line. So there was a lot of and I don't mind that. Like Purge election year was used to
so
mock Trump.
Trump.
Yeah. And
the tagline was "Keep America
Keep
Great."
America Great, yeah, which Trump later on fucking adopted.
Used.
Yeah. So I by no means I have a problem with using these movies to mock Trump, using these movies to mock fearmongers, but
it doesn't make sense if it takes place in 2014.
Right, before like all the bad people came into power. Yeah, it's not a good movie. I'll probably see it 2 to 3 more times. Like I've probably seen The Purge 3 times. I've probably seen The Purge Anarchy like 10 times because we had to just do in show prep when we had QB1 on. When we had homeboy, what's his name? Matt Saracen's character, or Matt Saracen actor. What is his name? I feel like he's like a household name for us. What's his name? Matt Saracen. He's married to Kylie Sanchez. I know his wife's name. Zach Gilford.
Okay.
When we had... I'll take your word for it. Yeah, when we had Zach Gilford on, it was shortly after The Purge Anarchy had come out, and it was to talk about Friday Night Lights. And I feel like the first 10 minutes were like, yo... Purge Anarchy, sneaky good, huh, bro?
Were there any parts in this movie that you like legitimately laughed out loud at?
Yes, the first killing.
Really?
Yeah. So this movie again goes for laughs at points, which there are never laughs in the first 3. It's more like again like the constant what would you do, like you just trying to make you feel uncomfortable. So they open up the Purge. And a guy runs out to an ATM that's in the middle of the street and is screaming about how he's going to get his surcharges back.
Yes, he was mad about getting charged by an ATM fee.
Yeah, he wanted his $2.50 back.
And he brought a crowbar and just was like smashing the side of an ATM, hoping that it would just open and dispense money.
Here's what he didn't. Here's the thing. He was counting on Skeletor being somewhere else. Yeah. Because Skeletor was right at that ATM waiting for him and carved him up. And then when it happened, they released the video to the news to show to everybody.
What the fuck?
Because they were trying to encourage
and the news
killing.
was just like, yeah, let's show this to everybody.
And they're like, just a heads up, some of this video may be graphic. It's a video of a guy murdering another guy.
It's a fucking murder.
Yeah, like it's literally a guy killing a guy without guns. So you can use your imagination. And he's a guy who does not know karate, killing and does not have a gun, killing somebody. It's gonna be gross.
Jeff, did you laugh aloud at any points in this movie?
I think I was just too pissed off at it. I mean, there's some things that like I internally chuckled at, but like I'm just. I have an expectation now for these for some stupid fucking reason. Now I don't anymore. I'm done. I'm declaring it over. But every time one of these things comes out, I'm like, you know what? Maybe they're going to get it right this time because this is a good idea. Like,
yes.
Like the concept is good, and like I think my ideal Purge movie, like the first has some issues. Like I don't love the group of kids that tries to go up and get them because like I don't know there's nothing that you can relate to. Like the thing is they need to make this thing relatable, and like the rich aspect of the first one, like okay, that's relatable. Like you understand rich people who maybe feel entitled, but then like it was just like there's these weird like fucking hipsters like a really like Arcade Fire from hell. Like, that's basically what it was. Preppy. Like they were. And like they're like, we want to kill this pig. Like that's what they kept calling that guy that they let into the house. And I'm like, but like what? Why? And then like the stupid son lets him through. Like they were just like that part kind of broke down because I like the angle with the neighbors, like the neighbors that wanted to kill them. Like that was intriguing. So if I were to combine, I think maybe like the second one and the first one, like maybe it's like a safe rich family. Maybe they're a little entitled. They're a little like they lack some self-awareness, and their car breaks down going home or something. Like they have like car failure or something, and then they struggle to get back, and like that becomes horrifying. Like a mix of that would have been great, but now like this is just so far gone.
If you combine,
like it's not a prequel. Yeah,
you combine all 4 Purge movies, you might get a good movie.
You might get a sizzle reel.
You might get, but like I tell myself this every time. Like maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the one. And like the prequel concept was cool, but like a prequel for me typically like you know, like when a prequel ends, you're typically like, well, that was a setup for something else. Like that shitty Fantastic Four. They're like, what do we call ourselves? And he's like something. He goes, Fantastic, and then like it cuts to black. You're like, oh, I get it. They're about to be the Fantastic Four. Like this one, I expected them at the end to be like, what do we call it? The Purge, and then it just goes to black. But no, like the prequel part happened in the first like 20 minutes, and then it was just a Purge movie.
Yeah, exactly.
So here's what I can give them, and maybe this was accidental. This actually might be a message. Yeah, this is an accidental message that they sent, which is actually smart. That the movie ends with people in a like lower middle class to lower class area having survived this thing, and then it sets up these movies where, all right, now like now this franchise forgets these people, and it's about the middle class family. Meanwhile, this is what all these people had to go through to set this up. But I don't even think that they meant that message.
Yeah, no. And I think it's funny that you say this is over now. When did you stay past the credits on this one?
Oh yeah.
And they
what a rookie move! I didn't.
They fucking set up the goddamn TV series, the mini series coming on USA Network. 10 episodes, The Purge TV show.
You ready?
Maybe this will be the last thing they do. Maybe this is it.
I fucking hope so. Because these movies are, I'm assuming that the TV show is going to be an hour each episode, and these movies are like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So you're literally going to have 10 fucking Purge movies back to back.
You know that this is just going to be Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
This is going to be Fear the Walking Purge.
One of the parts that I laughed at this movie was... actually, the entire fucking last scene with Daniel or Dimitri going through the apartment building, but the conclusion of it when he throws a fucking grenade in a goddamn apartment, and it sets the entire. There's a fireball that goes through the entire apartment, and yet somehow nothing gets set on fire.
And they survive it because they're hiding under
a mattress.
The most flammable fucking thing in the apartment. How does that work out?
They should have thrown some fucking curtains on top of the mattress.
Yeah, so
made it a little bit more flammable.
So Dimitri, who again is ex-military drug dealer, so he's very well equipped, just from a skill and resources standpoint, to take on this. These like privately contracted militaries that are coming in to kill all these people in this apartment, and he wants to make sure that he protects his friends. It's his ex-girlfriend and her little brother and their friends, and they're on the 14th floor. So he goes in and he schemes. He comes up with his plan for how he's going to do it, and he knows that he has the amount of time it takes for them to go through 13 floors and kill everybody else while he thinks of how to protect his friends. And
he's
on one
sacrifice
point,
13 floors of people.
Yeah, on one hand, you're like, oh, cool. So what's he going to figure out how to do? Or what he's going to do? And as he's doing it, you can hear in the background, like,
people being
they just
slaughtered.
killed another 10 people, 20, like... I don't know. I know that he had to do this by himself because all of his friends got killed, but pick up the pace, Daniel.
His big solution was to cut the lights.
Yeah.
Which is ingenious stuff.
That actually was a kind of cool scene. I don't know if it made sense, but that was a cool scene.
I don't think it made sense, but I did find that funny that he like sacrificed 13 floors of people to save one apartment room, and then he walks out of the apartment building and everybody in the city is standing there being like, "You're my fucking hero."
Right, it's like, that wasn't on TV. Like, how the fuck do people know about
like,
that?
First of all, that guy spent all night ignoring the purge, and then until like the last 20 minutes was like, all right, I'm going to do something about it now. Barely saved anybody, saved like one family, and then he walks out of the apartment building, and somehow everybody fucking knows that he's a hero.
Yeah.
Wild.
That is yeah. And like I said, it stinks because just as even talking about like this guy who wasn't going to purge ended up being the hero, which it's it's a good idea, and there are some good messages that I think they could have sent and meant to send, but it was just a very poorly done movie.
Yeah,
like I said, that guy, he should have his agent make sure that they get a sizzle reel out of it, because there are some like, he looks like a fucking action stud in that movie. And I mean, if you watch Insecure, you know who we're talking about. He doesn't need much to look.
He looked massive.
Good, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Quite easy on the eyes.
Jeff, what's your score?
So my score. Well, here I'll read you my scores for the first four, first three.
Yeah.
All right. So the first one was a 51. The second one, Anarchy, I gave a 59. 1 point lower than Power Rangers. Just needed to throw. Oh, I only said that because it's on my spreadsheet. So, The Purge 51, Anarchy 59, and then Election Year I gave a 48.
Okay.
So which is 1 point lower than Pitch Perfect 3.
I still haven't seen
real. See that.
A real classic.
2 is just too racist for me, and I think I just can't get back into it.
It's okay. Hold on, slight Pitch Perfect 2 thing. Like the weirdest move the Pitch Perfect cinematic universe made was the first one was like it was. I hate saying pro women. That sounds like I'm like anti men, but like it definitely had like an undertone of like, you know. It was like
girl power.
Empowerment. Yeah, it was girl power. And then the second one was so like slanderous of women.
Yes, it was
like used them as object. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was such a weird heel turn.
It was offensive to basically everyone involved. It made Europeans look like the fucking bad guys. It was quite slanderous to women. It was racist. It was I was watching it. I was like, and I was in an a cappella group, so I was hesitant to see the first Pitch Perfect because I was like I never got into Glee or any shit like that, because the idea of like, oh, you're in a musical thing, I bet you guys all jump around and you sing and blah blah, and it's like, well, yeah, we fucking do, but not like that, okay? And like you're getting it, you're slightly inaccurate. And then I watched Pitch Perfect, and I was like, yeah, no, that's exactly what we fucking do. Like that was Pitch Perfect was the most surprisingly accurate portrayal of a cappella life and a cappella culture. And I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. And then I saw the second one, and I was like, what are you fucking doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it's like I'm not offended by the second one, but also at the same time, it's like it doesn't offend me, but like it's definitely things I could see people being like, that's kind of offensive, which is not what the first one was. All right. Anyway, again, that still baffles me that's how that franchise went. Third one, not great. So the score for Purge, the first one, is that the title? The Purge, the first one?
Yeah.
I gave it a 28, which is significantly lower than the other ones.
Yeah.
It's not good, and actually a bunch of reviewers pointed this out as well. Like I was watching some stuff. I like watching other reviewers to make sure I'm not an idiot. Like that always like helps me. Like, oh, okay, I kind of have somewhat of like a okay take. People pointed this out too, and I thought I maybe noticed it, but I was like, maybe just like Blumhouse does this, and like because Blumhouse spends no money on their movies.
Which is like wild because they pretty much have every fucking horror movie in the world now.
Yeah,
like I went to see this movie, and I went for the previews, and literally like every preview was for a Blumhouse movie.
I don't think they've bombed on any movie. I think they've turned a profit on everything, and a significant. I mean, they've already all made
Truth or Dare.
Let's look at Truth or Dare, but this one. hold on. Let's see.
Truth or Dare
The
couldn't
Purge.
make much money to make.
That's true. They just
Oh, yeah.
need
So-
a guy to make the faces, and that's it.
First Purge cost $13 million to make. It's already made 9.3, and that's not even updated through last night. And it's only
Jesus.
Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday when it came out on Wednesday.
Wow.
So by the end of the
Let's
weekend,
see. Hold on. We got to look at.
Truth or Dare.
Truth or Dare. Truth or Dare cost $3.5 million to make. It made $92.5 million.
Oh
shit!
Truth or Dare was a fucking coup. Oh man!
Wow.
Gio, we gotta get on that.
$3.5 million. What did they give? Like each fucking actor a goddamn like Starbucks gift card, and then give like $50,000 to the guy who makes the faces.
The most expensive thing they had in that movie was the pen the guy uses to kill himself. That was like a kind of expensive pen, and that's it.
Have you guys deep dove into Blumhouse at all?
No.
And Blumhouse's thing is that they make very cheap movies and they make a profit on everything. I'm not sure. So there isn't a movie on their Rotten Tomato on their Wikipedia page where they don't turn a profit. The cheapest one that they have listed, because there's some they don't have any like box office listed. The cheapest one they have listed is Paranormal Activity. It was cost $15,000 to make. They made $200 million, which is obviously insane. But so this is I've actually never seen this, and we talk about Blumhouse all the time. This is hilarious. The second most amount of money they've spent on a movie since 2008 or 2009, I think 2006 was their first movie, was The First Purge. $13 million. That is the most money they've spent since then. However, the most money they've spent overall was The Tooth Fairy with The Rock.
That's
Blumhouse?
Yes, that's amazing.
Wow.
They have a couple movies that you'll be like, wait, that's a Blumhouse? Like, there's a few in here that'll surprise you. I'm trying to find the other ones, but that's one of them. They have like two more than. Oh, Whiplash. Whiplash is a Blumhouse movie.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. I'm kind of a Blumhouse guy.
Yeah.
They made Happy Death Day and Whiplash. Those are my two favorite movies.
And Get Out.
This studio makes so much fucking money. Like Insidious: The Last Key. Actually, that's the third highest amount they've paid, and that was this year as well. $10 million, 167 gross. Election year, 10, 118 gross. Insidious Chapter 3, 10, 113. Split, 9 million budget, 278 million gross. I mean, they're making so much money. And like the funny thing is, it's like every other movie they come out with is good. Like it's shit and then it's good. So like Truth or Dare, terrible. Upgrade, pretty fucking good. Then they have The First Purge, terrible.
So next one.
Yeah.
It just alternates. I mean, Get Out last year, then I'm sure they had another bad one last year.
They're like Riley Smith.
I do like the fact that like the Tooth Fairy is in there, because I like to imagine that it started as like a concept for a horror movie involving the Tooth Fairy, and they couldn't quite get there. So at some point they were just like, you know what? Let's just get The Rock and make him like a football player who turns into the Tooth Fairy, and they're like, all right, let's do it.
The only, not the only, there are like issues I've had with every Purge movie. So you mentioned the first one and the kids, or the bad guys, the Arcade Fire crew, which is a very accurate description of them. But when they're outside and they're looking in the video saying like, let us in or we're going to do some shit, the kid's like, hey, let us in or we're going to come in and kill everybody. You guys have however many minutes. And then like one of his friends runs up and he's like, yeah, let us in, motherfucker. And his friend just kills him just for no reason. He's like, that I just do shit like that during the Purge. I'm like, well, that guy's dead now, you asshole. I do that a lot though with movies. When someone dies, I think about that person and how they're dead for like the rest of the movie. Like when in Breaking Bad, whenever like Mike Ehrmantraut is going through it, like you know when he's going to save Chang.
Yeah,
and he has to kill like 5 people. Each person he kills, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but Breaking Bad is a show in which like not a lot of people die.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, like it is a slow burn.
Yeah.
If you're going to think about all the people that die in a Purge movie,
you're not going to be getting much sleep.
You're going to be very preoccupied.
Yeah. Also, in election year, the little girls who want to go into the shop, she's like, the ringleader of the little girls. They're like, I don't know, 12 years old. They're brats. They're like that age. And she says She's like, all right, like, old man, we're going to come in there and kill you. We already killed our parents, and now we're going to come in and kill you. And I was like, oh, right. Every fucking fussy, bratty kid during the Purge would fucking kill their parents. That's the most... For a million reasons, that's why the Purge wouldn't work. But, like, or there are a million reasons why the Purge wouldn't work. But that's one. You're like, oh, man, every year, every parent would die.
The next Purge would be like it would be interesting if they focused on, like, kids.
Yeah.
Like, little kids fucking revolting and just being the absolute
Season 4
worst. Like,
of
middle
The
school
Wire
kids.
Purge.
Yes. I don't have any confidence that they'd execute it well, but it'd be a good idea, just like this one.
Yeah.
Which they didn't do much with.
Yeah, the Purge is not in a great place. Hey, here's another one for your social media, Jeff. If you could combine the plots of any two Blumhouse films, what would they be? Mine would be Whiplash and The Purge. Add 12 hours where those kids can fucking go back against that asshole. Imagine that.
Just kill him. Yeah, for me to probably be Whiplash in anything.
Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day.
I like mixing the Purge in with like things that definitely have no place with the Purge being involved.
Well, I used to watch. So it is weird. Like one of my cousins watches the Purge movies, and one of my sisters watches the Purge movies. So like the only people that I have to talk about the Purge with is family members, which is fucking weird. Like none of my friends watch that shit, and we often discuss, like, what would you do during the Purge? And all of my shit would be, like, I would just find a way to try to get rich. And I wouldn't exactly go the ATM route, but I would learn up on coding and shit like that, and I would just, like, steal someone's identity and be like, sorry, motherfucker, Purge. I was, what do they say? I was releasing the beast.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to release the beast on you, bro. I got $70,000 from you.
I'm rich.
This is my right granted to me by the new founding fathers of America.
I mean, can we talk about how underrated the stealing angle is on this shit?
Yes.
Like why is it always murder? Like there's so many useful. I would just steal. I mean,
right.
No, I wouldn't, because I'd be dead. I would be on the street and I'd be killed. But like, I would be like, all right, I would maybe have a speech the day before. Be like, everybody, like, chill the fuck out. Like, let's not murder for 1 year. We can steal anything and not get in trouble. Like what was that? It's like an old Nickelodeon show. I don't know, like where they gave the kids the Toys R Us like shopping spree, and they just ran around. They just shoved everything in the. Like, that's what I'm thinking here. Like, I got a Best Buy nearby and an Apple Store. I'm breaking in. I'm fucking actually, Apple Store, I don't know, because I think in the Apple Stores they go to like a weird dungeon where they take everything out. Like the back of the Apple Store is a mystery to me, but like Best Buy, I'm fucking just rip shit off the shelves. I don't know what people are killing for.
Yeah, and
so many better things they could be doing.
Especially
I would crush
in the first
a Guitar
Purge,
Center.
Especially in the first Purge on Staten Island, and like such a low income area. Like they make a big deal about the fact that like they're living in shitty apartments, they're trying to get out, and yet none of these people are doing anything about it when there are no laws.
Yeah, like what if you steal if you like have the deed to a car, that's like your car. I think I've been told that, right? Is that a thing?
I watched Fast and Furious, and they race for pink slips. So I think if you just get the pink slip, it's your car.
So this is your problem. You're watching fucking stupid dead Paul Walker movies. I learned that in Grease.
Oh.
Doesn't who's the guy? Not Kanicki. The bad guy with the other crew is like, we're racing for pinks.
Yeah, that's true.
So Grease is the original Fast and the Furious, except no one in that movie died.
Well, John Travolta is quite on his way.
Also, a million people from Grease had to have died. Oh, yeah. Frankie Valli. Is Frankie Valli alive? Underrated song. I've talked about this on this podcast. The theme to Grease, like Grease is the word that you heard, is such a fucking unbelievable song. I've been playlisting a lot of late, and I have a playlist I'm working on called Summer Heat, and I think I'm going to put that Grease song on there.
Go for it, man.
Nah, Frankie Valli's alive. He's 84. He lives in Newark.
So he's alive.
Are you really alive?
Paul Walker's not even alive.
Newark.
No, you might. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, no, he's still alive apparently. I wonder who's dead from Greece. I mean, there's got to be some dead people from Greece.
It's time to play Who's Dead from Greece.
The country.
Yeah, a lot of people. Over time.
What else?
Oh yeah. So wait, I pulled this up. Got to rattle this off.
Mm-hmm.
Upcoming Blum. This wraps up my Blumhouse speech. Upcoming movies. Unfriended Dark Web.
Oh, I did
that comes
see
out.
that
Yeah, that looks
right up.
fucked.
I hate that so much because I know that it's going to be probably shitty, and
It's a sequel.
It's a sequel. It's an idea that's already been done. But if that trailer didn't fucking wrap me in, the goddamn dark web and that shit, I'm in on that.
Between that one and what's the one? I don't know if I brought it up on this podcast. I definitely brought it up to you, where it's
going off the grid or whatever.
Yeah, where like the girl is, where the guy's video chatting with his daughter who's away at college, and he realizes like she hasn't been there forever or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? It's not Harold. It's Harold from Harold and Kumar. Shit. I
don't know. Go on. What's next in Blumhouse?
The next one is. Wait, no, hold on.
Wait, so
my internet being a real friend today.
So that means that Unfriended, the next Unfriended is going to be good.
No, so this is my theory. Okay, here it is. Okay, it's back. My theory is that this sounds like two bad ones in a row. But guess what? They're going to make up for that because right after that is Black Klansman, the Spike Lee joint, which is apparently supposed to be incredible. And then after that is Halloween in the fall, which is very anticipated. And if they don't make up for two bad ones in a row, they got Glass in January, the sequel to Split with people in Unbreakable, which people are going nuts over, and then the Jordan Peele movie Us comes out in March. So they may just be pumping out a couple good ones in a row to make up for these bad movies.
I'm glad that you brought up Halloween because as a kid, those were the only horror movies I watched every time because I don't know, like the first like 5 were out, and then they came out with H2O and shit like that. Halloween needs to stop calling every one of its movies Halloween. That shit's confusing. There's like 5 different Halloween movies that are called Halloween.
It's called Halloween.
This one's called Halloween.
Really?
So you got to.
Which the funny thing is, like, the Halloween timeline is like super. I wish I had the graphic. So like, this is a reboot.
Yeah, this one basically like erases the last 3, right, or 4.
It erases every single Halloween movie except for the first one, I believe.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
So it's technically Halloween is a sequel to the original movie Halloween.
That's confusing. That's so fucking confusing. By the way, the name of the movie with John Cho is Searching, and it looks quite scary.
Okay.
After his 16-year-old daughter goes missing, a desperate father breaks into her laptop to look for clues to find her. Technology's not your friend, folks.
Yeah, I think that's hilarious. That the Halloween is the sequel to Halloween.
It's the worst. This has been the best, though, Jeff. This has been you bring a little je ne sais quoi to our conversation. You bring information, which we're not
go without.
Yeah, we do that in our like work lives and shit like that. We come here to just kind of guess, and you provide you some answers.
Podcasting is his work life now, so
that is true.
On that,
you know why?
Thank you,
because you're on fucking lights, camera,
butt stool.
Got
it. That was good. Wait, was this one on the fly like the first one?
No, that was after that. The first one, I was like, "Ooh, give me that next chance." Yeah, Pete and I looked at each other. We did like some like baseball signals,
flickering.
We're I'm gonna do that one
in
later.
the eyes.
All right. Thanks, pal. Hey. All right.
Thank you. What's your next movie you're seeing? What's the next one?
Well, I'm going to see Mamma Mia 1 10 times until Mamma Mia 2 comes out in a couple weeks.
What is, there's nothing good
I want to
this
see
weekend,
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I saw the first one, and Evangeline Lilly is, I don't often do this. I don't do
Wait, did you see Infinity War?
No.
I did.
Is she in that?
Oh, Jesus. No, she's not. But I mean, like, what do you see in Marvel movies for without seeing Infinity War?
Oh, I know so little about Marvel and comic book things that I thought it was pronounced Marvel, like the ice cream cake. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I don't like Star Wars.
I was so far behind that I just gave up on trying to keep up with Marvel movies. But then I watched a bunch of them because of Infinity War. And then I watched Infinity War. So now I think I'm back on the fucking train.
It's good. Ant-Man's good. I saw Ant-Man last week. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Eventually, and it's self-contained. So you don't need to. It doesn't matter. Like if you've seen the first Ant-Man, you're in good shape.
Ant-Man 1 had. Have you seen it, Pete?
No.
It has one of the great laughs in any comic book movie I've seen, where because they make themselves miniature and they're fighting, and it's this big dramatic thing, and then it cuts to what's actually going on. And what is it? It's like, you know what I'm talking about? They're on a
train set.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're on a tank engine train set.
Yes, and it looks like this high-speed, crazy fucking thing. And then, like, they zoom out, and it's like a kid's room, and it's barely fucking moving. And it's so intense, and I don't know, you're just caught so off guard by how hard you're immediately laughing. It's a good fucking movie. I'm going to go see that. I'm excited. Thanks, pal, for talking with us. We'll do it again soon.
Oh, thank you.
Give Ken Jack.
He just watched Paddington 2
Did he?
5 minutes ago.
Really?
Just finished.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said it was delightful.
Yes.
It is a very good movie.
How the fuck did it take you so long to watch Paddington 2?
That's weird. You guys watch every movie, and
Yeah.
you haven't watched Pete's favorite movie.
I know. I don't know. It's a great movie. It's really good. It's a top 10 of the year, hands down.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Give Ken Jack close to my best, and give Trill my very, very best. I love Trill. Trill's the fucking coolest. What a cool guy.